ruling class within those countries that are dominators over the means of production, and I still think that's a problem. There's still capitalism there, and I think that I think I'd much prefer a model like the Soviet Union, but not. I obviously have my criticisms of the Soviet Union, but I personally um, would rather for a country a government model and an economic centralization type model than something like that.
Oh, with like a planned economy.
Yeah, planned economy, and all that sweet jazz. I want to read up more about those what do they call it? Are they called like democratic socialist countries? Is what you guys call them, or like social
Yeah.
democrat?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's democratic social. Well, social. I don't know
I think it's
actually.
called. I think they're
The
called
Nordic
like
countries.
yeah. I need to read about them more. I just think that they are still, you know, kind of up and cozy with the West's agenda, up and cozy with NATO. I mean, things
Yeah,
I
I get what you're
don't.
saying. I just think like I think it's practical for the U.S. Like I think
Yeah.
there's still like a really negative perception of like socialism and communism.
Mm.
Um, but I think those like Nordic countries are like more attainable, I guess.
Yeah.
they're more capitalistic than America. What are you guys talking about?
You think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Could you explain that?
Yeah. These are measured. Like there's some studies that rank countries by how capitalistic they are or how free market they are.
Yeah, you're talking about the Economic Freedom Index.
Right. Those countries
Have
are.
you read that?
Have I read
Have
it?
you read that measures?
What do you mean? Have I read it?
Have you read like what they use as their metrics?
Off the top of my head, it's like corruption, regulations, like how difficult it is to raise capital, things like that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, looking through that, I wouldn't say all those things necessarily mean higher levels of capitalism or even like economic freedom necessarily. I mean, I've read that study. I don't know if that's the best metric to look at.
Okay, how would you quantify how capitalistic a country is?
I mean, I think primarily. I mean, it depends how you look at
How
regulation and
developed?
stuff.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I was
What
gonna
you were
say
about
how
to
developed through the stages of capitalism it is. So like the
Oh,
U.S. has a concentrated industry and a history of imperialism, capitalist
Oh,
imperialism.
okay, wait, hold on. Like, let's not get into the bullshit narratives. Like, I just want a number. How do you quantify how capitalist is? Don't give me like the story, like how far it is in capitalism and whatever.
I mean, concentration of industry and the literal like it's a real thing. Like American companies, especially the oil industry, has had a lot of like imperialist activities, especially in places like the Middle East and in South America. Like, that's the sign of the when the monopolies start using the state as a tool is like the most highest developed capitalist uh, signs of most highest developed capitalist stage. Oh, can't speak right now.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think you have a warped idea of what the U.S. economy is. Like, you think that we have monopolies in every sector. That's just not the case.
No, not necessarily, but we definitely have a lot of monopolies.
Like what? Name one.
Apple and Samsung are two really good ones.
They're not a monopoly. They have not even close to a
Samsung a
monopoly.
U.S. company, aren't they?
Yeah,
Not
Samsung.
U.S.
Samsung is from South Korea.
Or Google. Google is like big, big one too. They've had a whole deal with being accused of being a monopoly and almost been sued a few times. They get tons of government subsidies and all that sweet jazz.
Okay. Oh man, 'cause you said Apple. Like, oh man, like there's so many
Yeah,
phone code. Yeah, like
Why would you not say Amazon?
yeah. Amazon.
because
I don't know. It's like
Even Amazon's a terrible example. Amazon's
But
competing with
that's
everyone.
better than Apple. Fuck.
it's 10:20. I'm really tired. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night.
Well, okay, I don't think you can blame being tired. Like, I think it's just you have a wrong idea of what America is.
Sure. Yeah. Totally.
Okay.
I mean, you could explain that a bit more
Sure.
if you
So
wanted to.
yeah, I mean, okay. Well, you said Apple. Think of like all the industries that Apple's competing in. Phones, not even close to monopoly. There's Samsung, like you mentioned, but there's a billion other companies. Google is getting in there. There's Huawei, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Streaming, Apple's competing with
Well,
Amazon,
I thought
Netflix. Yeah.
I thought he was saying they were was he saying they were a monopoly or monopolistic?
No, he said they're a monopoly, and I said name
Oh,
one.
Oh,
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
name one example of
monopolist.
monopoly.
All right.
Yeah, no. America is extremely competitive. The most competitive country on earth. There's no monopolies going on. Not even Amazon.
Mhm.
Okay, do you say like do you accept what I said, or do you think like are you just sarcastically disagreeing with me?
I have no clue.
Okay. Yeah, Amazon is competing with Costco, with Walmart. Amazon is Amazon is like a platform. You can think of Amazon as a platform, right? If you're starting a business, you want to sell to the whole world, you just go on Amazon. They handle distribution, shipping. It's great. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. Is there any example of a monopoly in America you can think of?
I think I used the word monopoly wrong. I think that was my mistake.
All right.
Is that I think I don't know. I I'm not doing too good with words tonight. I'm in more like concentrated industry in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be a complete domination of a market. But another thing with that is like lobbyism is also a big indicator of what I was talking about earlier. Is like how you determine like a high stage capitalist country. It's like, well, things like lobbyism is a really good example when
But it's
as I
not.
said before, when the ruling class and the starts using the state as a tool for its economic interests, which is true. They've done a lot of that in the Middle East, and as I said again, South America.
Okay. Why do you think lobbying is a problem?
I think it's a problem because we shouldn't have corporate interest within our government.
Yes,
I
we
mean,
should.
especially, well, if the government, I mean, no, because the government's not supposed to handle those types of issues.
Okay. So
Shouldn't be handling the interests of companies because the interests of corporations are not in the interest of the people.
okay. So you'd rather like companies bribe politicians. Um, what's the word? Um, you'd rather have it all like done under the table, bribing, and like basically what I'm saying is that lobbying is a transparent system. We know exactly how much companies give to each politician to their campaigns. By the way, the money doesn't go to the politician. Um, we know how much they give, and it's just like another way to um, air your grievances with the government. And by the way, here's another thing: like one lobbying group is opposed by another lobbying group. Usually, like you have a pro-abortion lobby group and you have an anti-abortion lobby group. These two groups check each other. Like it seems like you think that we have these unilateral lobbies that just dictate whatever they want, and the politicians just follow suit. It's not like that.
Well, can you give me could you give me a little bit more of a look on how it works then?
Okay, well, just okay. Look at the biggest lobbies in America. Let's look at them. Let's look at them.
Okay.
It's pretty big, right?
Want me to Google that real quick?
I'm looking right now. So, top lobbying spenders, U.S. 2022. National Association of Realtors, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Pharmaceuticals, American Hospital Association. Yeah, so like Facebook. So you can think of all these lobby groups like even in your worldview, like they're all competing for the same government bucks, right? And the government
Right.
still has to figure out like, okay, which lobby do we spend money on? Like, is it going to look bad if we give money to Facebook? Is it going to look bad if we give money to oil companies? Um, it's not just like oil companies buy a bunch of hookers for Ted Cruz, and he's like, all right, if I win,
Right.
I'll give you guys billions of dollars. Yeah.
So I have a so does it tell you what parties those companies are affiliated with?
They're not affiliated with.
Companies are, or
So they're not affiliated with so like
They tell you
companies
which.
aren't
No, they tell you which politicians receive, but like a lot of these companies give money to both sides. Like it just
yeah,
depends.
because they don't really care about the side. They care about their specific issues
Exactly.
when they're lobbying. So it could come from either party.
Exactly.
Okay. So let me. I just want to see the whole the
Yeah.
the money. I can't speak right now. What politicians receive money from what corporations?
Yeah, sure. I think George Soros is probably still the biggest individual donor to the Democrat Party. That's not a secret. I'm sure you've heard Bernie Sanders talk about the Koch brothers. They're not even number one. I think they're number four. But those are individuals. There's also lobby groups like the Chamber of Commerce, which is a free market, pro-business lobby group, which is opposed by things like unions, which I'm sure you like, right? Teachers' unions.
Yep, I like unions.
Yeah, exactly. Teachers' union is like one of the biggest lobbies in America. So you would tell the teachers' unions, you guys no longer have a voice. I would abolish.
That.
You would say that to the teachers' unions?
No, I wouldn't
Oh,
say that.
okay.
Pro lobbying. You got him.
Exactly.
No. That doesn't make me pro lobbying.
Kind of.
I never said. I never said that. Oh, would you either have it like transparent or not type of deal? I want none of it.
How would you like go about doing that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, great roadmap would be something like the Soviet Union, probably. Even though there was corruption, That's why you had purges, or quote unquote purges.
Oh man, it's like the most corrupt country on earth.
Weed out the type of people like Yezhov and folks like that.
No, I mean the Soviet Union was corrupt to the core. Like every level was corrupt.
Right.
Do you think like lobbying is so bad that like our democracy isn't really represented, or like the people's will isn't represented?
Well, according to a recent Oxford study, a corporation's weigh in on any political issue is a way higher percentage than the average person. So I'd say it kind of influences our democracy.
I guess are there any issues that you think like people are really for that corporations stop from going through?
No, I don't have any examples that I could think of right now. That'd be something that I should,
Right.
into.
Because like when Facebook is lobbying for something, it's because they want something for their industry, and that helps like all the people that work at Facebook, right? But it's like little things. But anyways.
Well, I mean, I see a lot of people talk about like the NRA, with like school shootings and all that, but there's like actually a lot of disagreement like among the population about that. It's not like the NRA is just magically stopping all gun policies.
Well, here's
Like,
a
it's
big
actually-
one. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, I was just saying it's actually like a really controversial issue, so it's hard to get any laws passed on that when it's so contentious.
Right. A really big one that was in the news recently was the whole semiconductor and processor subsidy. Like the Democrats wanted to give $325 billion to like Intel, TSM, and all of these semiconductor manufacturers. With the argument being they want to help competition to get with China. See, like that's an example of lobbying when it aligns with political goals. I don't know. You guys might be for that because you sound like you're Democrats, but I don't know. What do you think, Joe? Do you think we should be giving money to Intel and Nvidia and all these other chip makers?
I don't know. It's a complex issue that I obviously don't know enough about.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to speak on anything that I don't know enough about because then I'm talking out my ass.
Okay, no.
So I just would like to. Guys.
Well, it hasn't passed yet, but it passed the Senate.
Okay, so you said it was to like inspire competition with China.
That's the argument, yeah.
It's that, but I mean, yeah, there's like a big sentiment in the U.S. to like bring industries back to the U.S. and like manufacture things here, and that'd be like a way to do it to like bring companies back by investing. Because the reason they go overseas is because it's
Cheaper.
yeah. So if you give them like stimulus, it would encourage them to bring it back to the U.S.
Yeah, they should definitely do that. We should be. Well, I guess my opinion is more that like global markets aren't good than anything else. I think things should be domestic at home. Um, but I mean, as far as that goes, I really don't know. So it's like, so what's the premise of the thing? So Democrats want to um, have more competitive
Yes,
global like companies.
it's a protect. Well, it's two things. Like, obviously, we depend on Taiwan very much for semiconductors, which is why we protect them. But let's say like China invades Taiwan, that's a huge security risk. So for that, like I'm kind of on board. It's kind of true. Like we can't depend so much on Taiwan. At the same time, like we're giving billions of dollars to extremely profitable companies. It's not a great look. Like private capital would have invested anyways to move the factories in America. Do we really need to subsidize that?
Yeah,
Why
I
do you
think
think they would have done it privately?
Sorry,
Why do you think they would have invested privately?
because it's profitable to do so. Like there was a
So
huge semiconductor shortage, and obviously when prices go up, it means your return on investment goes up. Private capital would flood into there. The thing is,
right, but
yeah,
isn't there an oversupply now because they like overproduced?
no, no, not
Let me
yet.
look it up.
No, there's never too many chips, never too many semiconductors.
Semiconductor suppliers see an oversupply of chips as smartphone demand fails. Yeah, I mean, I thought there's like an oversupply now. I mean, that's not to say like the China Taiwan tensions aren't like high right now, and they could like have issues in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So it would like decrease risk to do that, but I think there is like an oversupply, so I don't think private investors would go for that right now.
Um, Oversupply. I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, like demand for semiconductors is only going up and will only continue to go up. It's in everything.
Yeah, but they had to shut down the plants right because of COVID. So like the supply got disrupted, so they weren't able to like produce at their normal rate.
Like you might be talking about a very small localized oversupply. I haven't seen anything like this on the Wall Street Journal talking about an oversupply. So I mean,
I'm pretty sure I saw it on the Wall Street Journal. Let me get.
yeah, okay.
Let me get logged in.
If an article, like, sure.
Oh shit! I need to know. I think my subscription's about to end. Hold on. Shit.
I typed WSJ oversupply semiconductor. I don't see anything.
Alright, hold on. I'm getting signed in. I need to check my subscription first. I think it's about to end.
What's that bill called, by the way?
Which one?
The Intel.
Thanks.
So
Okay.
yeah, okay. Maybe there's like a very localized oversupply. Like they produced too much and then demand came down. But like I'm thinking long term. The demand for semiconductors is not going down.
It's giving me so many pop-ups. What the fuck is going on? Stop!
Oh,
I hit skip and continue 20 times. That's still giving me shit to buy.
by the way, just to be
Okay,
accurate,
I'm done.
you got it? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, you can go.
Yeah. By the way, just to be accurate, it was not only Democrats who supported this chips bill. Like there was some Republicans who signed on to it. So
Mostly
Yeah.
Democratic, though.
Yeah.
Well, with Trump, there was a lot of that was a big thing, like bringing companies back to the U.S.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a populist thing. So I mean, Bernie was big on that too.
Yeah, it's pretty cringe. The protectionism. It's like one of the only things I didn't like about Trump.
So you don't want to bring like manufacturing here?
Dude, let's go August 12th. Thank you.
Um,
Saved my subscription.
yeah, no, not if it's not for national security. Um,
Okay, so how come though?
um, are you familiar with the term comparative advantage?
No, no, not at all.
Con
Um,
time. Here we go.
well, it's the idea that companies should specialize in whatever they can produce best. So, for example, if tropical countries can produce sugar cheaper than they can produce it in America, it's advantageous for America to not produce sugar and to just import it. And then use those resources that we would have spent on sugar to build something else. That's the basic idea. That's like the basic idea behind globalism.
Okay, so you're a globalist then.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, like you get like all sorts of very weird. Like for example, like in America, because of all the subsidies, it costs like maybe 20 cents, let's say, per pound to produce sugar. But if we imported it, it would have only cost 4 cents a pound. And yet we still produce a ton of sugar because of these subsidies. That's a waste of money. We should just be importing. So like that's one of the problems with protectionism. You're not taking advantage of the global market.
I see.
I think you're fucked on that though, because I mean, I think like that sentiment to like insure and bring companies back was already there, and then COVID kind of exposed. Like the downside is that is like if you have trade barriers or like global supply chain disruptions, like you really feel the impact. Or if you have more of that national supply, like you're not hit as hard with that. So I think that's really going to be a big thing, like in these next elections, is bringing companies back.
Well, like that sounds intuitive what you said, but I think it's the opposite. Like like if America shut down, like we can't do anything. But if we still trade with the whole world, not every country will be hit the same way by COVID. How do I explain this? Yeah, so like let's say we signed the TPP. That was like one of the only good things Obama did. He wanted to sign TPP. Like, do you support TPP? Okay, whatever. TPP is like a trade agreement that would have lowered barriers of trade with South America and Southeast Asia. So we would have been like trade partners with a ton of countries. If you decentralize your industries like that, you're less vulnerable to things like pandemics because you're so decentralized. You don't have like a single point of failure.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of the prevailing idea at the time, but I mean, you just can't do that with every like, or like our economy's way too complicated now. You can't have like every country diversified. Like Taiwan is like produces like almost all the semiconductors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it'd be nice to like diversify with another country, but it's just like with some industries, like the competition just isn't there.
Yeah, so like that's why I said like private capital would easily finance the construction of plants in America because it's so risky to have everything in Taiwan, especially with China threatening to take it over. Like you don't need to.
Well,
yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't think private investors care about like the risk to the country. I think they care about like their specific returns. I don't think they're looking at like U.S. economic risk when they're making investments.
Okay, if you were an investor and you saw China, like if you did foreign direct investment in Taiwan, so you had capital tied up in these semiconductor factories, you would not be concerned with China taking over and stealing your shit.
Well, technically, I've got money in there because I have a fucking index fund globally. Right. But I mean, I don't think people think about like I don't think investors look at policies decisions like that.
They do. They look at everything.
Like even if they're a major stakeholder, were you saying in Taiwan or like in a competitor?
In Taiwan. No, but like, investors look at everything.
Yeah, I don't think they would move it to the U.S. I think they move it to a different country, right? Why would they pick the U.S.? Even if they did want to like diversify.
Well, I think because Arizona is actually a really good place to build those kind of plants. I don't know the specifics, but there's also obviously tax incentives. Um, it also takes like a very highly educated group of workers to build these kind of things. Like, just to build a processor, you need like years and years and years of training. And to build these plants, it takes like 7-8 years. These are really complicated processes. That's the thing. You can't just build a semiconductor plant, processor plant overnight. So, I don't know the exact answer, but I think that's it. You just need a very highly educated population and some very specific conditions.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you're talking about tax incentives, I mean, that's basically like giving a subsidy, right? At some
Yes.
point, it's not the private investors, like it's government incentives driving that.
Right. The only difference here is that, like I view it like as like the mafia going like, hey, like normally I take 15% of whatever you make, but I'm gonna lower it to 7% this week. Like I see it kind
Right.
of like that. Yeah.
But still, I mean, that's like the tax incentive.
Yes. But yeah.
Whether it's a subsidy or a tax reduction, it kind of is the same thing.
Right. Like the corporate tax rate should be 0 in my opinion. I'm sure you guys disagree with that, but
I've been reading up. I'm actually a big fan of the land value tax,
okay.
but I need to read more into.
Land value tax. Like how the heck would you assign a value without a market? But anyways.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely challenges, but yeah, I mean, I definitely like income tax more than corporate tax rates.
Based.
But yeah, that land value tax, man. Oof. Nice. But yeah, valuing it would be not ideal.
It's quiet.
Nah, yeah, I've been talking a
Hyped?
lot. I'm just letting you guys talk.
Types of tax.
well-
Ooh, how do you feel about a consumption tax? I actually haven't looked that much into it.
It's obviously regressive and bad. If you want to target the rich, just like do capital gains. Capital gains tax.
Yeah.
That's the most.
It's the most targeted one, yeah, because like guys like Elon Musk are not receiving an income, or if they do, it's
I
very
don't even
little.
know. I don't even know if it's capital gain because, like, when you're that rich, you don't even sell, right? You just borrow against your assets.
Right,
You're not even really selling.
right. So you like again, if you want to target the rich, you would have to like tax that somehow, or um, like I don't know how you do it, but yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, that's how rich people do it. That's how I do it. If you're a millionaire, you just borrow against your assets at like 1 or 2% interest. It's great.
Can you explain what borrowing against your assets is?
Oh, finance. Yeah, you got it.
So, like the most classic way to do it, like have you ever heard like the real estate tycoon strategy where it's like you buy a house and then you borrow against your house, so like it's collateral. If ever like you can't pay your debts, the bank is going to sell your house and then liquidate it, right? So when I say you're borrowing against your house,
Pause.
yeah.
So the banks do that because it's less risky for them. So if you default, they can take your collateral.
Yes.
So they give you a better rate when you do that.
Right, exactly. So you're borrowing against what you own. So for the bank, it's like risk-free, pretty much risk-free. So they're willing to lend you a lot of money at a good interest rate, and you just like snowball that way. But like, yeah, for the case of Elon Musk, okay, he has like 200 billion in Tesla, whatever, right? He's not gonna sell his stocks to make like let's say he wants to buy a house. He's not gonna sell his stocks. He's just gonna borrow. Like ask like, hey, can you borrow me $50 million? Like, look, I'm worth 200 billion. Like, I'm not gonna steal your money. I'll give you a small interest rate because I'm risk free. The bank says okay, and that's not income. So he doesn't owe any taxes on that.
Oh,
So here's how you do
I
it. You
think
either
I'm understanding.
I'll give you the step by step. I'll give you. We're gonna stay away from real estate.
Yeah.
Just fuck real estate. Um, sorry, I have a friend in real estate. Okay, you get your paycheck, right? You put it in a brokerage account. So you don't put it in your 401k or retirement account. You put it in a brokerage account that's taxable. And so when you do that, you can take loans out against it. So you put that in Fidelity and buy stocks or whatever kind of asset you want to get an index fund. You buy your index fund, and then when you get to a certain amount, you can take out a loan against that and pledge your stocks as collateral. And so that basically you're taking out a loan, which is like getting you money now. And so that's not considered income because you're taking on a loan and that's not taxable.
Oh, yeah. No, I get that. All right.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. And that's how every rich person does it.
Very.
And then also a second part of that is like you can have that debt, and when you die, and like it goes to your beneficiary, it's called like stepping up the tax basis, so they don't pay capital gains now that you're dead. Like it just kind of resets.
Huh. Oh, how lovely.
Poggers.
Yeah. So yeah. Fuck,
I think I am exhausted, so I'm gonna head out, guys. You have a great night.
Oh, okay. Well, you too, George. I hope
Taxes.
I
Go
hope
to
you learned
sleep.
something. Yeah. Communism bad. I think we made some progress. I think he's gonna question some things.
I don't know.
Oh, you're a Keynesian, progressive, globalist. Are you a globalist?
I think so. I don't know sometimes. I mean, I'm like a supply chain major.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I understand like the benefits of globalization. It's just the risk part of it.
Yeah.
I wish we would like hold more inventory, but that's just not going to happen.
Inventory
like,
of what
I mean,
exactly?
just like goods that we need. So like when you have supply shocks like this,
Mm-hmm.
COVID's really hard because it's what you call like a black swan. Like you can't really predict it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's just kind of the downside is when you're that connected. Really nowadays, like if anything happens anywhere in any country, like we're gonna feel some effect of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, I mean it's hard to say what's better in the long term because I mean in the long term, globalism probably is a lot better because you're taking advantage of like those comparative advantages.
Yeah, and you're a supply chain major, so like before COVID hit, we were all doing just in time. What's it called? Just in time.
Yeah, delivery.
Right. That's pretty efficient. Like you're not wasting any money on storage.
Yeah.
I mean that's a great system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, yeah, I'm telling you, the college professors like jack off about that, and they're like lean production. Because I mean, not even just transportation, but actual like production in a company do lean. And it's just that yeah, that's great until like you have variability in like demand or supply, and that's kind of the downside. It's kind of like a trade-off there.
Yeah, that's true. Because of
I
COVID,
mean,
it's like you
we're
said,
we're even with COVID, where it's going to go back to the way it was. I mean, that's why like companies always over leverage. It's always going to happen. You'd have to like regulate it to stop it, I think.
regulate it to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, like with debt, you would have to like regulate how much debt people could take, and then with supply chain stuff, you'd have to regulate like either the number of suppliers of like or inventory they hold, something like that. But I mean, that's not going to happen. So I mean, we're not passing those laws.
Yeah. Anyways, hello, Frosted Dangles. Frosted Dangles.
Hey, what's up?
Angle.
Hello.
What up?
What do you like talking about? Frosted?
Uh, pretty much anything.
Yeah. Could you fix your microphone?
Oh, what's wrong with it?
You sound muffled.
I sound muffled. Okay.
Actually, a little better now.
Yeah, it improved a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah, we just had to talk about it, and then the universe replied.
Yeah. That's usually how it works.
Okay, I think it's a little bit better. Yeah, we were talking about taxes and supply chains. Fun stuff, right?
What do you guys do?
He's a supply chain major, and I do something, but I can't say what I do.
Disrespect me like that, okay?
Whoa!
I majored in supply chain.
Can you put like a vague name to what you do?
No, but I work with computers. I work from home. That's all I can say. I click buttons for a living.
I mean that's pretty. You know, you could just say I work with computers. That works.
Yeah. What do you do?
You ready for this fancy title? Okay.
I want to hear you.
Oh,
Tell
I'm
me.
gonna see how many words I can fit into this. Okay.
No,
I
I hear
am
it.
a IT implementation consultant. Let me think.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, let me think more words.
Senior.
Financial
Partner.
software, really difficult, hard stuff. I'm also remote now. We got bought, so we're remote now. It's kind of crazy.
Nice. Okay, so what do you do? But all the bullshit titles, like, what do you actually do?
Basically, so like I work with financial institutions on like implementing new software.
Oh, that is cool. Moving to the cloud, things like that.
Yeah, pretty much. And so yeah, it's like it used to be like we go in the office and then travel sometimes, but now it's like remote, and then like you'll travel on site to the client. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good setup.
What kind of new softwares are you like? Are you telling banks like or financial institutions like, hey, like you would really benefit if you started using this software, and we can help you set it up and learn how to use it? Like,
No. Well, maybe. There's kind of like different areas of consulting. There's like a strategy consulting where you would be like, what kind of software should we get, or should we get software? But I do implementation, so they've already kind of like decided this is what they're doing, and so I just like implement it basically.
yeah, okay. So comedy underscore figure this out, implement this shit. All right. What about you, Frosted Dangles?
I get it done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do like CNC equipment.
CNC.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Cock and cock.
Hey.
Yeah, absolutely. No, like
Computer numerical control.
absolutely. So
How the fuck was I gonna know that?
Yeah.
because I mean it's pretty standard. So
Okay. I
Uh,
don't even
But,
know what that means after reading it, to be honest.
but yeah, I install, train, and make those things happen for a few different companies. So
so it's like precise machinery. Let's see.
yeah, that's what it is. It's just I mean, people buy equipment and then I go out and teach them how to use it and then stuff like that. So
Have you ever seen someone die on the job?
yes,
Christ.
Damn it.
What?
Yeah, it's like figured.
no, I have 100% have.
Like, how does it happen? Like, do they get sucked in a like those things that are spinning? Like, how does it work? Yeah,
No, so what happened was there was a 5-axis machine, and what happened was the guy was working in the back of one, so he was inside the back side of it, and he was working with another guy who was inexperienced, and he zeroed the machine, so he sent it to the home position, and the guy was in the back, and it just crushed him.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it was horrible. Like it crushed him. It crushed him, and like when they pulled him out, like he was coherent enough to know that he was gonna die.
Oh my god. It wasn't an
No,
instant death.
it was absolutely fucking horrible. Like That's not even the first. That's not even the only one I've ever seen. I've seen like a few. Like there was another one. You ever heard of a water jet?
No.
So a water jet uses like high pressure water to cut through steel,
Wow. Okay.
and so the funnel going to the actual head that cuts the material broke when they were trying to move the machine, or they were trying to move something else, but they were anyway. That piece broke, and that high pressure hose was just flinging around, and it got stuck in a guy's chest and blew out his chest cavity.
Jesus Christ.
And that was like literally like I don't know, 10 minutes from my house, dude. Like that, so fucked up. He was 22. Like he had like a fucking, he just started a family and shit. Man, it's fucked up.
Yeah. Oh my
But
god.
yeah.
You're making me like my job a lot more.
Yeah. Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
fair enough, man. Fair enough. Like just not smoking weed with the fellas probably made a good impact on your future. So
Well, okay, the guy that got crushed. So it was like a slow death. He knew he was conscious the whole time.
so what happened was he was inside the machine
Yeah.
and he was changing out bearings for the y-axis, which is if we're standing on the ground for a milling machine on a horizontal, it's just think of like up and down.
Okay.
So he was changing out the up and down bearings. And what happened was the new guy who was there didn't know he was in the back of the machine. And he zeroed it. So the X position moved back to zero position, which
Yeah.
I mean, if you know, like, there's no room back there for anyone. Like, there's maybe like, I don't know, 10 inches of space.
Fuck.
It just crushed him. Like, it just crushed him. And like the thing was, like, after it crushed him and like people got him out, he was laying on the ground and his body was just fucking mangled, man. Like, god damn, he was just I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, he was just fucked. Like, it sucked so much because, like, you could just see, like, he knew he was fucked. He knew, like, he didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
And it was just so apparent that, like, he knew he just knew it. Like you could see it. Like, it just sucked, man.
Could he still speak at all?
Huh?
Could he still speak at all?
No. He was gasping. Like, he was gasping. There was, like, blood. He's just fucked.
My god, man. And like how? Okay.
Dude, imagine your chest being squeezed to 10 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be dead for sure. Man, like, how quick? Like, when you go into zero position, like when the machine goes into zero position, like, is it instant or is it like a slow, like?
Oh no, it's as fast as you would want production to be.
Oh fuck. Okay.
It's retardedly fast.
Yeah.
So if you can imagine, like, 700 inches a minute,
Yeah. So,
Jesus
like over
Christ.
that, like maybe more than that.
Oh man, I thought you said a second for. It's like Jesus Christ.
so like you didn't
Yeah,
have any
it's-
time to like scream or be like.
No, you're fucked. Like you just, bam, gone, bam.
What did the new guy say? I mean, fuck. Did he quit?
Well, he got fired, but like you can't really blame a new guy for that because like they don't know any better.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's like because it's not like he tried to kill him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just an unfortunate event. So,
Yep.
That's fucking crazy.
I've talked to a lot of people that got fucked up. I had a guy who had like 3 fingers try to tell me how to do some stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna take advice from people who have fingers. So,
Oh my god.
like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, I'm gonna listen to guys who have fingers.
Yeah. Fuck. And there's so many risks in these kind of jobs.
Oh yeah.
I am liking my button clicking job.
Fair enough, man. Glad you're smart enough to do it. So.
Ugh. So, Frosted, where are you politically, if you had to put yourself on that compass?
What do you mean?
Are you more right-wing, more authoritarian, more traditional? Like, how would you describe yourself politically?
I don't know. Like, I think we'd have to go like position by position, and then you could just kind of figure me out.
Oh, okay, that's pretty based, pretty smart.
He's a chameleon.
Well, when people say that, they usually have like they're pretty well informed. Usually, from what I could, just my experience, but maybe you aren't. Okay, did you vote for Donald Trump last election?
I don't vote.
Oh, why not?
Based?
Not based? Why not?
I just don't have time.
Oh,
It's not like a political thing. I just don't have time.
okay. Well, that makes sense. But if you could
Wait,
have voted, yeah.
Do you get time off to vote or no?
No, I don't.
I thought that was a thing. Am I retarded?
Yeah, I thought, yeah. I thought it's like a federal holiday.
I mean, for certain people, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's state by state. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so some of them give like hours of the day to vote.
like they say I can take the day to vote, but like I travel like a lot for work. So like I travel like the whole like North America,
Oh.
travel all of that. So I don't have time to like really do anything in my local precinct or anything.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess if you had time to vote, who would you have voted for last election?
With it being Joe Biden and Donald Trump,
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't have voted. I wouldn't have voted anyway.
Would you have voted for a third party or just not at all?
No, it's not at all. Like both of them are just shit. So,
What about for the congressional seats?
I didn't pay too much attention to the last like congressional election for the state I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't. If I don't pay attention to anything, I'm not going to vote. So
Okay, that's fair.
like if I pay attention to it, I'll vote. But like if I don't, I would. Why would I put my hat in the ring? So.
Okay. Is there any issue in particular that you care about strongly?
No.
Nice.
Amazing. Damn, man. Okay. I mean, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, I've been getting more into like infrastructure. Like I've been starting to follow these like high-speed rail projects in the US. I'm really down with those projects. Those seem awesome.
High-speed rail. So like in China.
Where are you from?
I'm from Austin, but I'm in Dallas right now. So we have
Okay.
like Dallas.
So, like,
Houston.
what are you focusing on, like high speed rail wise?
So right now, like, it's called like the Texas Central Project or something. And they're trying to build a rail from Dallas to Houston. And so it's like a 3.5, 4 hour drive, and it'll take, is what they're saying, 90 minutes.
Like
Yeah.
two of the last projects I was on were in California and like Sacramento, and we were fixing the machines that were making the tunnel structures for like Elon Musk fucking Hyperloop.
Yeah.
So
Boring company.
yeah, we were doing that. Apparently, that Hyperloop system is going to France. So
Really?
I don't know.
Like
Yeah,
they're building it in France?
no. Like, so they're building it here and they're shipping it to France.
Whoa.
So-
Wait. You're saying it's gonna connect California to France, or you're gonna ship the technology to France?
No. I think France is doing something with those structures. I'm not sure.
Oh. Okay.
I was just told that they were going to France. That's what I was told. So
Gotcha.
Because I was like, oh shit, Hyperloop, like, isn't that like California? And they're like, no, 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 these are France. So,
Well, Comedy, you said like you're a big fan of infrastructure. I don't know. Like I don't think that's a good idea. For
Why
one
not?
reason, yeah, just for one reason. It's because like of all the environmental policies, all the environmental regulations, where it's like there's so many examples in the United States where they wanted to build like a 10-mile infrastructure. I think it was in Illinois, and that thing took 14 years and like 9,000 pages of environmental study just to build a 10-mile thing. So like the project was delayed for for more than a decade. Cost ballooned way over estimates.
well,
And like these
you already said Chicago, so we
yeah,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. But that was just one example out of many. And it's like pretty much every single time we try to build infrastructure, this is what happens.
Well, I think Chicago is not a good spot to, pull that from.
Texas actually has like a lot of advantages there because Dallas to Houston is actually like really flat, so like the topography's pretty good for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually recently, like the Texas Supreme Court just gave the company eminent domain,
Based?
and that was like literally I think last month, like the end of the month. So
Well, Texas
we're rocking and rolling.
Nice. Well,
But yeah,
Texas is a
it'll
good
probably
state.
it'll probably get delayed, but I mean I think it'll still happen.
Well,
Maybe not that company. Maybe someone else will like buy the project, but
the thing, I think it's a federal, it's a federal act where like activists can always demand for companies or whoever's building infrastructure to do a environmental report, and like that's what they do. They kind of troll anytime you want to build something. There was a good article about this. I should find it. It wasn't the Wall Street Journal, since you're a WSJ reader. Let's see.
yeah. Wait, I got this on sale. When's Black Friday? I thought I got this on like Black Friday.
Okay. This was on August 1st. I believe this is the article I was referring to. I'll send it to both of you. I hope this is the one I was thinking of. Okay. Yeah, NEPA. Pretty sure this one.
I'm wondering, like, I'm sure there's some way like I can get involved in that. 'Cause I think that'd be pretty cool.
Get involved in what?
Like the project, because they haven't actually started constructing it yet. So I mean, it'll be a couple years for sure. So I'm sure like they're gonna do something.
Yeah, man. That's a dream. Getting federal bucks. That is the
That one's actually.
state
I think
bucks,
it's
yeah.
100. I think it's 100% privately funded.
Nice.
That one.
Nice. God, Texas is so awesome. Is it true that you're in Austin, right?
Dallas now. I grew up in
Oh,
Austin.
Dallas. Okay. Are there zoning restrictions in Dallas? Or is that just Houston? That
I'm
has
pretty
no
sure
zoning?
there is.
Okay, yeah. It's one of the Texas cities that has like 0 zoning restrictions.
Houston's lame.
Why?
My fucking coworker lives there, and they suck. No, it's pretty nice. Some of it's like actually pretty swampy and humid. But yeah, I mean some of it's nice. I've got family there. Oh my god, one of my family members in the fucking FBI lives there.
You just figured this out, or?
They're spying. No, I got killed in my game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man. Kind of breaking news. Kristen Sinema agrees to climate and tax deal, clearing way for Senate vote. So yeah, I guess reconciliation is passing. Fuck. Unless you're a
It's not
Democrat. If you're a Democrat, you probably think this is amazing.
What's it about?
The reconciliation bill that Joe Manchin negotiated with Schumer, and they were waiting to see what Kristen Sinema would say. Well, it looks like she okayed it.
Reconciliation bill.
Yeah, it's for like for climate change, and Joe Manchin got some provisions for oil pipelines.
Okay, is it just like regulations on like environmental stuff?
No. It's a spending bill. It's like I think 300
Oh.
billion. Yeah.
Damn. I feel like we've done a lot of spending.
Yeah, I know. It's
Wasn't the infrastructure bill pretty big?
yeah. So like
I know it got cut, but like a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna pass. I mean, the chips thing is gonna pass. Now this reconciliation bill is gonna pass. So about $1 trillion more spending. Oh, what do you guys think of this one? Alex Jones was just ordered to pay $4 million in the Sandy Hook trial.
I can't say I really followed that. I'll read why.
Okay, yeah. The progressives are elated. Okay, yeah, long story short, you remember when Sandy Hook happened? That was a school shooting, and Alex Jones
Yeah.
and his the Collins were like, yeah, this looks like a false flag. This looks like a hoax, like a setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the parents
I remember that, but like, what do they charge him with for that?
defamation. The parents are complaining that their lives are ruined because of Alex Jones, because they were getting death threats, harassment. Wherever they'd go, people were like, "You're a paid actor" and shit like that.
Yeah, what the fuck? I've got death threats. Can I get some fucking money?
Yeah, they were asking for $150 million, but the jury gave them $4 million. And now Alex is claiming like he doesn't have that kind of money. He can't pay them. So.
Uh-oh. Alright, CNN, tell me the fucking charges. God damn. Is it actually just defamation?
Yeah. Let's. I think they're also going for punitive. Like it might be more than $4 million. They're going for punitive damages as well. Okay. I can send you the New York Times article.
Yeah, they're doing a separate shorter trial. Wait, what? Jones himself celebrated the jury's decision, calling it a major victory for truth? What?
What the fuck? Okay, this is CNN. Fake news. What? Why would Jones celebrate that?
I don't know. Did that... Okay, he testified in court this week that he believes it's 100% real now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He failed to comply with court orders during the discovery process. Okay. God, these articles are dog shit. Okay, Alex Jones charges.
Yeah, I'll just send you New York.
What do they call it? Charges in civil cases? I don't even know what they call it. Liable for defamation. Okay.
Yeah.
God damn. That's wild.
Yeah, I need to read more about this because just like without knowing much about the case, this seems like a very bad precedent. Like you have the wrong opinion on an opinion show, you can get sued for defamation.
Not even that, but like these are just like normal people, right? Like how can you have 4 million? How many people are involved in this?
The other thing is, like, I don't think Alex ever said, like, definitively, this is a hoax. From the clips I remember, he was like, in my opinion, this looks like a setup. In my opinion, this looks like paid actors.
In Minecraft.
What are you guys discussing? Sorry,
Alex
I had
Jones.
to take a leak.
Yeah, Alex Jones was ordered to pay $4 million in damages to the parents of the Sandy Hook.
Hasn't he already paid, like, I don't know, like, fucking millions of dollars anyway?
I don't think so. I mean, he's paid millions of dollars in lawyer fees. I know that, but it just came out.
Jones lost several defamation cases by default last year. What?
Well,
Doesn't that mean like you literally didn't put up a defense?
Yeah, he just didn't.
Or, like, it literally didn't even go to court?
I don't think that was the case. Like, I don't know. I've been watching that shit show. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, what's your take on it?
I don't know. Like, I really like. I don't know how to take it because it's like, what do you want to get the guy for? Like saying some shit and making profit off it? Like,
Yeah.
I really don't know what to do because he literally said words. So I really don't know how to discuss that.
Yeah, and this is like the whole like Democrat thing where they accuse people of stochastic terrorism. So it's like Alex is responsible because his followers allegedly harassed these parents. Like, how do you even prove that?
Well, I really don't, like, can he not have an opinion? Like, I don't know. Even if it's, like, a really shitty opinion, can he not have it? Because that kind of bugs me. Like, I don't really care if someone has, like, a shitty opinion about something. Like, I mean, more power to you. Like, if you're willing to take the flack for it, like, go ahead. But I really don't think that it should be a criminal case. Like, I don't know. Like watching, like, I was watching, like, the parents, like, saying, you know, of course they're sad about things, but it's like, is this guy really the focus of your sadness, or is this, like, a way to get a payment off your dead kid? Like, it feels kind of weird. So.
Absolutely, I agree.
So I was kind of torn, because I was like, you know, it is shitty. Like, I wouldn't want someone talking shit about, like, someone's, like, dead kids or whatever, but, like, at the same time, like, are you so focused on your dead kid, or are you so focused on getting paid for your dead kid? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it just seems weird. I just think it's weird.
Yeah. Okay, like, imagine you're, like, on the jury in this case. Like, can you imagine, like just not giving anything to the parent? Like, you would look so evil. I think...
I don't give a shit. I literally don't give a shit.
Yeah.
No, I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't think it's bad for someone to say bad things. Like, it's fine. It doesn't mean that person is definitely bad, or your life was made worse because this person said words. Like, it didn't agree with you. So, like, what actually happened to make their lives worse from Alex Jones? Were people, like, firebombing their house? Like,
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah, I think this case is a little different, but I do think, like, if you're, like, telling people to actually go out and, like,
No, that's fair.
attack people, that's different.
That's fair.
But I don't think
That's
he did that.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
Alex
he
ever said that.
didn't do it. He was just bombastic. So.
Well, Alex Jones went live 5 hours ago, and he responded to the verdict. I kind of want to watch that.
God damn. Why do people do that? Like, Martin Shkreli did that too. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, are you guys, like, what do you guys think of it?
Well, I tend to agree with you, but the thing is, like, I want to know more about the case. I don't want to just, say it without knowing what Alex actually did.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be put in a position to even worry about that, though, because it has nothing to do with you. So.
Yeah. You know what does
It's
have
just
to do
your
with you?
opinion on something. Like,
High-speed rail in the U.S., that'll affect you. You should care about that.
I swear to God.
The jury in Austin,
Oh,
Texas,
God
just
damn it,
came
I forgot
out this
the-
evening with their verdict Jones and InfoWars. We're about.
You know what? Here's what I can do. I'll go to one of these banks, implement the software, and be like, "Hey, this product's definitely gonna need some money in a second. I'll connect you. I'll give them some financing. How about that?" I think we got the plan.
Which project are we talking about? I didn't quite follow.
Texas one.
Oh, okay. Just put it back.
I have a friend who's like into commercial real estate, so I'm sure like I could ask them like.
I mean, you're the guy who implements it, right? You can just put like a Trojan horse or like a backdoor, where like funds just magically appear in the wrong bank account, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Probably not going to go that route. Are banks not like the best institution ever?
Yeah, they are.
Pretty cool.
Although credit cards are pretty untouchable as well.
I actually don't know what I think about credit cards.
Why?
I mean, I think they're really great products, but I just think like people can't use them. Like,
can't use them responsibly?
Yeah. I think at some point, like, we just gotta accept that and like do something about it. Because like it really does trap people. But the thing is, like, because I think it's a financial literacy thing, so I don't even know if like you remove that if they just go to something else.
Well, I mean, like credit scores are supposed to mitigate against this. If someone has a really shitty credit score, they can't rack up too much debt.
Well, I mean, it's almost worse because then they have like the higher interest rate.
But there's like so many services that are willing to consolidate your debts and give you a lower interest rate.
There is. I guess I just kind of. I'd have to look at some data, but I'm sure people like just get. Once they get like kind of fucked over with their credit card, like they're like, okay, I don't trust anyone.
Well, okay, let's say like you have like a huge debt and you're like paying some crazy interest, like 19% interest on it. Like surely someone's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna pay off your debts, but like I want 10%.
I think that those are like loan sharks, right?
No, these are like legit businesses. I don't know what the name of these businesses are, but like you see these ads all the time on TV. Let's see, debt consolidation service loan.
Well, I mean, there's people who like buy. So like, if you're a bank and you have like someone who's not paying your debt, you can sell that to someone else who will like collect it, like a debt collector.
Yeah.
That industry doesn't have the best reputation, I guess. You'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, but I meant like the credit card business in general. Man, they have it so good. They're everywhere. They just collect a fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, like. Anyways, yeah, and like not only that, but like all the data they collect and sell it, it's just like so much money.
Money! Yeah, I work with some weird banks though. Like I work with like, I guess what they call is like community or regional. So it's usually like smaller banks. Some of them don't even have like credit card products.
Wow.
Whack. They'll do like more like commercial loans.
Right.
Some of them don't even do deposits. It's crazy.
Really? Like you can't deposit a check?
Right, yeah. Like they only do loans.
Huh.
But yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's like B2B stuff.
Yeah, that's what they call commercial. Is like usually B2B. And then residential is more like mortgages, personal loans,
Yeah.
and that stuff has the fucking crazy regulations. Like commercial versus residential is so crazy. The amount of like rules between them. Um,
Why do you think that is?
it's like to anti-discrimination stuff. So I mean, like that's like redlining stuff like that is all residential.
Yeah. Biden was trying to pass a thing so that for that black people get preferential loans, um, like real estate fees get waived, bunch of things like that. Do you think that's a good idea? I forgot the specifics, but yeah, basically preferential loans, lower interest rates, lower cash downs to purchase property. If you're black, you get it.
Toward blacks?
Yeah, it was targeted towards blacks.
That seems a little racist.
I agree. It did. I don't think it worked. I don't think it passed, but he tried.
But I mean, the thought is racist.
Past. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that it would really make a huge difference in anything.
I feel like that would possibly create another 2008 situation where you just start loaning money to people who can't afford these huge mortgages.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We go right back to the financial crisis of fucking 2008.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would just depend on like how much they drop the percent. Like if they do like a 0.5% or 1% discount, it won't
Well,
be a big deal.
Well, I don't know. Like, what is the like statistics for if you're leaning toward that race, right?
Fuck.
How much are you like opening yourself up to whatever else that race statistics are? Like, I don't really know how to word it otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like for residential, they do collect a lot of that data, like race, sex, all that. You know what? They're probably gonna start asking if you're trans. I didn't think about that. That's probably more regulations
Oh my god.
coming.
Yeah. Do you get preferential loans if you're trans? I wouldn't mind identifying as trans.
Okay, fair enough.
How they do it now is they just try and like track all that to make sure they're not discriminating, basically. But let me tell you, these banks are fucking wild. If you saw the compliance team in some of these banks, they're like 90 years old. It's bad.
Do you both actually agree with all this stuff, or like are you kind of like just going along to get along?
Wait, what stuff?
Like kind of like all the regulations and like this kind of new, really just be nice about everything.
Like I think the regulations they have now are mostly good. I mean, I don't think the preferential loans based on race would be a good idea. I mean, maybe based on like poverty rates or like income or something like that, but I don't think
I
that-
mean, is that a good strategy for a bank though? It's like, hey, this guy sucks at making money. You should give him a discount.
Well, no, it's not. They would like raise.
You know
the
what I
rate
mean?
on
Like,
other customers. Because basically, what they do now is they try and measure a borrower's risk, and so if you're giving them preferential treatment, like for your other customers, you would just increase the rate.
no, I get it, but like at the same time, like, how do you? I don't know. How do you make that fair?
Well, that's the question.
I mean, can you not discriminate based on race? Like, can you just treat people as people and then however the cards fall, they fall, or like is that not okay?
Yeah, that's how they try and do it now.
I don't think that's how they try to do it now.
Okay, I found the article. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, new racial bias. I can send it to both of you.
Like they found a racial bias, or they're
Hold on a second.
trying to do new stuff?
Oh, lady. Sorry. I clicked on the image.
Wall Street Journal opinion. Okay. Oh wait, I gotta log in again. Fuck.
It's free. I sent you a free to read link. You can always share articles.
No, it's free to read. It's free to read.
Yeah.
I'm still logging in.
God, this
God,
is worded
fuck
so
this
shittily.
website.
This is worded like a 6th grade fucking paper.
Is it?
It's so bad.
Okay. Race-based subsidies. Okay, so yeah, they want to. Okay.
No matter the risk of taxpayers, Jesus.
Yeah, this is a opinion article. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but I mean, like, it's someone's interpretation of reality, right?
Yeah.
So they start listing the programs like a few paragraphs down.
Okay, let me get to those. One program would assist black borrowers with down payments. Most home buyers are required to put down at least 20%.
That's not how
Okay.
that works. That's not how
Yeah.
that works.
Effectively require taxpayers to subsidize down payments for black borrowers by what? Reducing down payment? I don't. Yeah, I don't know if this article is missing something, but if they just reduce the amount of down payment they have to put down, that's.
Well, it's opinion based. Remember?
Yeah, I don't think they have a strong knowledge base. Okay, let me keep going. Black homeowners.
What a shitty way to go about things. This is so shit. Imagine if you just changed it to Asians. Like, it would be a fucking firestorm. Like,
Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna pass anytime soon. I mean, they are trying to revamp like credit scores. But yeah.
So it says these are pilot programs that will be tested in predominantly black geographic markets, aka big liberal states.
well, they prefer African Americans.
Yeah.
Housing prices are high because of inflationary monetary policy and regulatory and zoning limits on supply. No economic good and much social harm will come from turning Fannie and Freddie into agents of progressive racial division. Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you both live in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What region?
The best state.
Yeah, he's from Texas. But I don't give any information about myself, unfortunately.
Well, I just said region. I wasn't asking for state.
Yeah.
Wait, can you give me your address?
No, there's a lot of people who want to kill me, so I just don't give any information.
What the fuck?
I imagine nobody cares of anything about you.
No, I've gotten some death threats. Yeah.
No, I mean, have you talked to anyone? I mean, that happens.
No, it's because like I used to say a lot of anti-LGBT stuff in the religion chat. So like the LGBT people like hate me. So
Yeah, but they're not gonna do it.
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to take any risk. Like
Fair enough, but I'm definitely not LGBT. I don't want to be grouped with them.
They're not going to do anything, but they're going to try and put them on a list for other people to do stuff that actually
exactly.
do stuff.
Yeah, like demon.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's all right. That seems a little paranoid.
No, that's a real thing.
No, yeah, progressives have like lists like this. Demon Mama.
It's like an anti-fascist like movement group.
Yes.
Do you not have a gun? Like I carry concealed. Like do you not have a gun?
I mean, it's not even just that. Like, if they find out who you are, they're gonna try to ruin your career. They're gonna like, yeah, like they'll stop at nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there could be like different groups, but from what I saw, they don't like go out and attack you. They like try and go to your employer and be like, "Oh, this guy's racist,"
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, get a racist employer. I don't know what to tell you.
Rude.
Yeah, great plan.
I mean, fucking back engineer that shit, man.
Yeah, it's just like I've seen people get doxxed by just giving the most minimal information. It's crazy.
No, you're right. You're right.
My name's Harry Potter. Come get me. Woo!
Yeah, like you know.
He had no problem telling where the fuck you were from. Like that's the funny part to me. He's like, yo, he's from Texas. I'm not saying shit about me. Like I'm not saying anything about myself, but he's
Damn,
from
bro, are you
Texas.
trying to get me doxxed? What the fuck?
He's from Austin. Actually, it's a small town, and he lives on Albert Street.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, come on, man. Like, you won't even say the region?
Well, he
Fucked up, man,
he
damn.
volunteered that information earlier in the conversation.
Oh, he's blaming it on me. Look at that.
Yeah, but like, I didn't know that until you told me.
Oh, I thought you were here when he said it. Okay. My bad.
Now he's
No,
playing
you
dumb.
just
Classic.
out here doxing people, man.
Yep.
I'm sorry, comedy.
I think it makes sense why he's paranoid now. He's probably doxing people all the time.
Yeah, that's what he does.
You guys know who Darth Dawkins is? He's like a Discord
Dark
celebrity.
who?
Darth Dawkins. He's like a Christian apologist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I don't know who that is.
yeah, he's like a Discord celebrity. He's a debater, and he got doxxed, and like people were reaching out to his family, like harassing his ex-wife, his kids. Yeah, it's just like, why risk it?
No, but that happens to anybody who gets fame. So if you want fame, that's what comes with it.
Yeah,
So.
but it's like he just said like his first name, and then he said something about his school, and then like they reverse engineered all that information, looked at the school records, guessed his age, and then looked like, oh, who graduated in 1975 or whatever.
No, it wouldn't take much to get like any information. Like you can, there's so many resources. Like this,
Yeah.
it's stupid. So,
Yeah. So by
but it also takes someone who gives a shit. Like I don't think anybody in this chat gives a shit. Like,
yeah, no, but it's just a policy, like. Yeah.
no, fair enough. Keep that policy.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Whoa!
What happened?
No, I was gonna say you can't just yell like that without any kind of a.
I got jump scared. Sorry. I was not ready.
Why, a spider just
Yeah, I just crawled on my dick. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Happens.
No, that does happen. I used to live in my mom's basement, and like a spider would just like come from the ceiling just in front of my face while I was like on Discord or something.
It'd come on you?
No, like they just they just descend from the ceiling like and just appear in front of your face. Like that's some scary shit.
Woo!
Wait, so how old are?
Why do you like Trump?
Um,
Wait, do you think he's gonna run again?
I was of the opinion that he wasn't going to run again, but I feel
No,
like he
he's
is.
totally gonna run again. He's
Yeah.
totally gonna run again. I don't want him to, but he's gonna run again.
I agree. I don't want him to run again, but
It's gonna. I don't know if DeSantis is gonna like actually do it. Everybody's been like pushing for him,
mhm.
so I don't know if it's actually gonna happen or not.
I mean, I think if Trump runs, he probably won't.
No, if I was DeSantis, I wouldn't lose the good gig in Florida. Like, fuck that noise.
yeah.
He's got a good thing going on in Florida.
I think I read something that Pence might run. Is that real?
No, okay. Do you know anything about Pence?
Not really.
Like,
Wait,
he
Pence
used to be
tiptoeing
like,
away from lays groundwork for 24 run. Why would he do?
like Pence used to be a radio comedy guy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So like if you look into Pence, he's just a goofball. So like he's not actually like any kind of like political guy. He's just a fucking goofball.
Yeah, I don't really agree. Like, you remember his debate with Kamala Harris? I thought, like, this guy could be president. Like, he's way more mature than Trump.
Okay, that's not really comparing much, right? Like all he has to do is not say like the N-word.
Yeah, like that's kind of the kind of Republican I want. I just want a boring conservative, someone who won't be bombastic, someone who won't like enrage like independents.
There you go. Get DeSantis to be your guy.
Yeah, DeSantis or yeah.
You don't think people are gonna get triggered by DeSantis?
Oh, at this point, the left is going to get triggered by everything. Unfortunately, like, I think they should have better, like better representation. But like, I don't think that they're actually ready for a election because they don't have any good leaders. Like, everybody, like, even the people that have like in power right now are people they don't even agree with. So, it's kind of a shit show for them.
So who would run on the left? Pete Buttigieg?
No, it's going to be Biden. Like, because they're just going to run the same guy.
Man, like you think he's gonna survive till the end of his term?
I hope not. But like,
You hope not.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
pretty savage. Yeah.
no, I like the guy. I think he's a good guy. I just think he's old as fuck. So
Yeah. And I think most Americans feel that way. They're not gonna vote for him. They don't want him to run.
Top 10. Alright. 1 is Biden. 2 is.
Kamala Harris is like more hateable than Hillary Clinton. So
True.
I
How
don't
is
think
that?
that's
How do
gonna
you do
happen.
that? Like that? I feel like that'd be hard to do.
No, it's a weird goal to achieve, but I think she achieved it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think people hate Hillary or Nancy Pelosi more?
Hillary?
oh no, if you could pay people to have one of them killed, everybody would put money toward Pelosi. They fucking hate that. They fucking hate her so much. Like, I've talked to people that would literally kill their family to have her killed.
Jesus.
So,
I think you need to give him a hug.
no, absolutely not. I enjoy the commentary. So,
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know, man. You think people hate like Speaker of the House or like even Chuck Schumer more than Hillary Clinton?
no, 100%. No. If okay, so I don't know how to frame that properly because like if Hillary Clinton's in power in any way, they're gonna hate her more.
Yeah.
But if she's just like out of the spotlight, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Just because Nancy's like she's the one making moves right now. She's relevant right now. So.
Well, it's weird
hard
too
growth
because it's like we. It's funny because like a lot of people are like, oh, we support Taiwan, so she goes there, and everybody's like, oh, what are you trying to do? Start a fucking war? And it's like, okay, well, like what side are you on at this point? Because it's like this bitch went over there to fucking support this people that like China obviously hates, and it's like what side are you on? So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Republicans are split on this. Like, I think it was not necessary. Like, obviously, I don't like China. Obviously, like, yeah, cool, like, fuck China. Like, we're sticking the finger, we're showing them who's boss. But, like, why don't we just do, like, what we always did for the last 50 years? Just arm Taiwan and shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. That's what I liked.
Well, no, but we're arming Ukraine. We can't do both.
I think we can do both.
I mean, we'd be splitting. I mean, you can't have two proxy wars. Come on.
Well,
You don't remember the Cold War? Come on.
yeah, like,
Well, people were producing a lot more back then. You better calm down.
yeah,
Well, there's a way. We could do it, brother.
but I mean, basically, like, a lot of the technology from Taiwan comes from the United States.
No, but it's vice versa. Because like in the field I work in, like a lot of the machinery and a lot of the equipment comes from Taiwan, and it's an offshoot of Japan. So like Japan will make things, and then anything they can't handle, they send to Taiwan. And then Taiwan will double up on whatever they're doing and send it over here as a cheaper way to make those things.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of like labor intensive things that Taiwan's like taking up the slack for, where Japan can't do it.
Yeah.
And if like China were to take over like Taiwan, we would lose a lot of the support that you would get normally for all those manufacturers. It would be a shit show. It would be an absolute shit show in the manufacturing field.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we need to arm Taiwan to the teeth. Make it so expensive for China to invade that they don't even consider it. Like a porcupine.
I don't know if that would matter. Like at this point, I don't think we have the right. I don't think we have the right people in office to do that. So.
Yeah, well, point taken. Like, I guess that's why Nancy Pelosi should not have gone there, because now it's almost inviting.
No. I think that's fine. I think that needs to be kind of like bored out. I think that needs to be shown, like what. I don't think anybody else has shown like how much they're doing, like beneath like most things, and this is like the first time they're being shown as being offensive, like toward them. It's kind of like unveiling them in like the spotlight for the first time. Because like they've been doing a lot of shit behind the scenes, and it's kind of like I don't know why anybody hasn't called them out yet. So I'm not a huge fan of Pelosi, but like I do kind of like the fact that this was bored out.
Like, okay, like it felt good, right? Obviously, it feels good to show China who's boss, but man, like, do we want to?
No. It's not to show China who's boss. It's to confront something that is known in the public eye that has been, forsaken. Like nobody's been saying anything. It's like the first time they've been called out.
Yeah, but like, I agree. I just think the timing is bad because like we're gonna start like, do we want to fight a war on two fronts? Like China has been kind of.
No. I agree with you. That's a shit. That's a shit show.
Yeah.
It's a shit show. But I you can't just keep letting it go, because like when you're at your weakest, you can't just let people keep taking the forefront. So.
Yeah.
To take a hard stance is kind of a good thing, I think.
Yeah. China's response has been really aggressive. Like, this has been the most aggressive military. These have been the most aggressive military drills they've ever done.
No, but that's a good thing because it shows their hand, right?
Yeah.
So you get an idea of like what they're trying to do, and I think that's actually a good thing. Because it's unreasonable. It's unreasonable for what they've done. So it doesn't matter.
Well, here's one thing I'm concerned about is that like China has been holding off from selling Russia drones, and China is really really good at producing building drones, and Russia really needs those. China refused to sell it because they didn't want to piss us off. Like, I wonder right now, like, are they reconsidering that? Are they going to start selling drones to Russia because we poked them in the eye with this Taiwan thing?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't think we know how much China is supporting Russia, like, publicly. So, publicly, maybe they're not supporting them as much, but I think probably behind the scenes they're doing a little bit more.
Yeah, that's possible. Very possible. But
Like, I wouldn't wait for it to become public to actually make a statement about it. Because they don't operate that way. They're not like, full disclosure and then we deal with the facts. Like, they're more of like, let's figure it out and then, curtail it to how it works for us.
yeah. But I mean, like, if we saw Chinese drones on the battlefield, like, we'd know right away.
No, 100%. Because it would be stolen from America.
Yeah.
So like there's a company that we deal with that makes like high production lasers
High production
and
lasers.
high production lasers like, from China. They're out of the god damn it, I can't remember the region. It's south of Wuhan. So we had a guy who was supposed to go out there to go for training, and then everything happened with COVID or whatever. But the whole like thing with us and like it ended up being like they don't want us to do anything with their equipment, and all the equipment that they sold, they won't actually give any details about it. So like if anything happens with it and it goes into a fault, you have to use TeamViewer with them for them to unlock it so you can use it again. So if you pay $500,000 for a piece of machinery, you have to get on TeamViewer for them to unlock it so you can use it again.
Amazing.
It's the most retarded thing on the planet. I have zero idea why anybody agrees with it.
Yeah.
Like I told the last customer I was like, yo, just download like a keylogger and get the password because that's retarded. Like I would never have a piece of equipment that's that expensive that I don't actually own. Because you don't own it if like it gets locked out and you can't get into it. You don't own it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait for the drone?
No, it was like a laser. What'd you call it?
So it's like a, if you can imagine, like, do you know what a mill is?
No.
So like imagine a piece of equipment that's XYZ coordinated to cut material. So it has like an X plane, Y plane,
Yeah,
Z plane.
2D, yeah.
So they can do all of that, but they're doing it with a laser. So they're cutting like anywhere between like 2 millimeter to like 2.5 inch millimeter, or I'm sorry, 2.5 inch steel
Damn.
plate with a laser.
Okay, that
And
sounds
they're
pretty
cutting
sick.
out like no, it's crazy. It's crazy how thick lasers can cut down.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. So yeah, the laser technology is getting ridiculous. Like people can cut like steel now. Like there's a company that I'm here like working with, and they make elevators. And he used to use a water jet, which works off of erosion. So like what they do is they take water with like sand, and they blast it against material, and like wear the material down until they make the cut. And that's how it used to be for forever, because you can cut through anything you want to do with that.
Yeah.
But with the lasers, it's so like with the water jet, they could do 6 elevators every 20 hours. Now they can do 20 elevators every 6 hours.
Damn.
So it's like it's insane how much better it is with the lasers.
So like you can cut on an XYZ plane. So like, I don't know. Can you make like a really precise? Like let's say I wanted to, I don't know, like a piece of a car engine, something complicated. Could it cut that precisely, or is that too much still?
No, 100%.
Wow.
So like it's within microns. So like normally when I set up machinery, it's within like, if I'm trying to like set up a machine and like do like a geometry on it, I'm setting it up for like 5 to 10 microns.
Wow.
For accuracy over maybe like a 400 millimeter plate.
Damn. That's great. Productivity is
No,
gone. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
So wait, why does that technology come from China? Why can't we do that here?
No, oh well. There's a few reasons. One, like regulations. Two, like the amount of like money it takes. Like because like you have to have a lot of dangerous jobs entailing working on that kind of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And like the more and more it goes, like even in my field, it's getting harder and harder to do anything because of the regulations. They're like, oh, you can't go in there to check that. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to check a voltage if I have to be dressed up like a goddamn cosmonaut? And like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even get in there to check a fucking 110 voltage because like you guys are scared I'm gonna kill myself. And it's like, I can't do anything. Like, and China doesn't give a shit. They're like, oh, if that guy dies, we have like 17 more like waiting to be hired.
Yeah.
So like you can't compete with that. It's impossible.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, well, whenever I watch those gore videos, a lot of them come from China. I guess that's why.
I've been around and I've heard stories that are just so awful,
Yeah.
so awful.
Like those
Like
big...
there's
Yeah, go ahead.
can I share one with you about a? Do you know what a lathe is?
Lathe? No.
So a lathe is a big mechanical machine that rotates. Usually they cut shafts on it, so they'll put the material in the truck, which holds the material, and they spin it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they force a tool into it to form whatever they want to make. So that material is being spun horizontally, and then they bring a tool into it to form it to whatever they want. So they might make like threads out of it, they might make whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy told me this fucking story, and then I met the guy that actually dealt with it. He got his arm caught because of his sleeve in one of those, and it ripped his arm off, and it pulled. The only reason he survived, apparently, is because it pulled his arm off, and it ripped the veins
Wow.
away from him, so that they were so pulled away that when they snapped, they sealed themselves.
Jesus Christ.
So, like, his veins were ripped apart, and then they sealed themselves, so they kind of, like, almost cauterized themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and he was able to be flown to the hospital so that he could have, like, it fixed. And, like, he told me about it. He was like, yeah, I was here for, like, 45 minutes with my arm like that, and then they flew me out. And he's like, I was conscious for all of it. He's like, the most painful thing I've ever dealt with. And, he's like, yeah, I ended up, like, being okay. And I was like, I don't even know how the fuck you can have that conversation with me without like going into like PTSD. Like,
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say something extremely similar. It was like just a Chinese guy removing his jacket next to, I guess, a lathe, like a big rolling thing, and like it just sucked him in, and he died like in 1 second, like instantly. And
Oh no, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and then you just see like his body like rotating like a million times. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man, like I understand some regulations for that stuff, like, but at the same time, there's like I don't know if I'm a paranoid person, but I have like a common sense thing where I'm like, I'm not gonna get killed by this. I want to go home tonight. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's some people that are like, yeah, fuck it, like leave it on. I'll do whatever. It's like, no, I'm gonna probably turn it off and do.
Yeah.
So. But it must be nice being able to work from home doing fucking programming. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you should try it out.
I wish I could. I wish I was smart enough.
You sound pretty
No,
smart. Yeah,
you don't have to be smart. Trust me.
that's true.
People I work with do implementation stuff. Like, you don't actually have to code. You can be the guy that's like, okay, they just give me the instructions and I do it.
Yeah. Do you code?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. Like, maybe some light formulas and stuff, but nothing complex.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to, but I do sometimes. We have a no code rule, but
No code rule. Okay.
yeah, because basically, like, we want to try and get like projects done fast, and so we want to like do it as non-custom as possible.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you don't want to pay the guys that cost more to do it, so you pay the guys who get paid less.
That's me.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, we will customize it. Just like it moves the timeline and it costs more. So
I mean, you could pay the supreme leader, or you could pay you. So
Oh yeah, not to change the topic too much, but yeah. Have you guys adjusted your diet at all because of inflation? Like, have you been buying less meat or stuff
no.
like that? Okay.
no, I adjusted my diet years ago, but that was a different reason. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost like 80 pounds in like 6 months.
Wow.
Damn.
What did you change?
Yeah.
What was your biggest mistake
Before or after?
before?
Before I was just like a raging alcoholic.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, it's not good.
And you just quit
But,
alcohol and lost 80 pounds?
No, I run 3 miles a day, and I changed my diet to just protein and veggies. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I've been eating a lot of beans just because like they're dirt cheap. It's a good source of protein. Way cheaper.
no,
than
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was literally eating like just chicken and broccoli for like 9 months. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah. Comedy, you didn't adjust at all, eh? You must be pretty rich or something.
I don't fucking know. I guess I can budget or something, but I've been like out of college a year,
Oh, okay.
and I already have like a 6-month emergency fund.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know, dude. I mean, I don't spend a ton of money, I guess, but yeah,
How old are you guys?
23.
Okay. Yeah, you sound pretty young, but like you sounded pretty wise at the same time. I would have guessed something like that. A bit older. Yeah, I'm 32 years old.
Nice.
Boomer.
How's that? How do you like it?
Man, you feel it. You feel like your libido going down. You feel like your strength going down. Everything is going downhill, man.
Well, fuck the strength. The libido's what matters. God damn. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, I mean, testosterone drops after 30, so... It's weird. It's really weird.
You get some blue chew.
Some Bluetooth?
Chew. Viagra.
Oh, no, I don't need that, thankfully.
I've wanted to try it to see what it's like. I've never taken it.
Yeah, me neither. I've never needed it, but... I don't know, like, there's a lot of guys who don't need it who take it because they just say it makes it better, but...
Yeah. I don't know if I could like cut up a pill, take like a quarter of it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't. I mean, once I started working, I care a lot less about politics.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people just have like a victim mentality and just kind of complain about stuff like outside their control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're right. like I don't know. Every time I try to quit politics because like I realize, oh man, it's just a waste of time. It doesn't change it. Why do I spend hours reading the news? Like, what does it give me? Nothing. But then like you just always fall back into it because like there's like nothing else to do.
Nah, I do it to yell at people. That's the most fun. Or sometimes like there'll be like a race realist guy or like a complete racist, and then someone who has like no idea what they're talking about, and I'll just let them like body them in a conversation. Good times.
Well, when I came into this chat, you were talking with a communist, and I feel like you were agreeing with him. I don't know if it's like you were just like playing.
Yeah, I'm a
with him.
socialist. Yeah.
You're a socialist, okay.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like everyone who says they're a socialist is actually like a communist now. But yeah.
Yeah, because you don't sound
Is
like
that-
a socialist. Yeah, go ahead.
That guy was like a central plan. Everything is like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
But I don't know why people want that, because like even Marx and Engels were like, I don't see how you could ever intelligently allocate resources if you centrally plan. Like you're gonna have like crazy things like not enough trousers, but too many buttons. That's what.
Oh, I can tell you why. It's because they haven't thought about it more than 5 seconds.
Okay. So what kind of socialist are you? Because like Richard Wolff was like giving a huge lecture. Like there's like a million types of socialists. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw he had a debate with this guy Destiny.
Yeah.
That did not go well. Yeah, I mean, I think just so I'm like not a revolutionary type of guy. But so I'm definitely more a fan of like gradual change. But I just generally like the idea of like more worker ownership of means of production. So like things I think we're gonna see in the future is like public companies give stock options a lot now. I think that'll like increase.
Okay.
And then also like the board of directors, I think Germany does this, but I think we'll end up doing it too sometime soon. Is like they'll have one of the board of directors that has to represent the workers.
So
I think stuff like that is like coming, and I think those are good ideas.
So earlier you said that you own some stock, like some ETFs, right?
Yeah, just index funds.
Yeah, exactly. So you can already own the means of production. There's no barriers. So
Yeah.
yeah. So why do we need to go towards a system where, like co-ops, where you're getting stock options? You can already do that.
Yeah, you already can. A lot of companies do. I actually don't think you need to like force it. I think it's happening naturally. But yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to like, I don't know, like government incentives. Like the board of directors would be like government regulation. Yeah. I mean, whether it's policy like pushing it or naturally happening, it's something I think is just happening.
Let's see.
What's the topic?
Well,
Socialism.
Yeah, socialist. I was asking what kind of socialist he is.
Okay.
And yeah, like, see, like when you tell me that's your version of socialism, to me you sound just like a liberal. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because like socialism. Yeah.
I mean, whether like the end points, I like to be more practical. The end point of like whether workers own 100% of the means of production, or like what's the ratio of like owners, investors to workers, and like how much voting power you have as a worker. I don't know what the end result is, but I think we're like heading in that direction. I would like
I'm
to go in that direction.
100% for you guys because I want it to fail.
Say what?
Poggers.
I didn't hear it. What did you say?
I'm 100% for you guys because I want it to fail.
Fuck, I don't know why I can't hear you.
He said he's for it because he wants to see it fail.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's like really
100% for it. I completely support it at this point because like
yeah.
Hey, thank you.
That's like
Let's
saying
go.
it's either right or it's so wrong that like I would love to bask in the glory of the wrong.
Hey,
So-
there you go. Make sure you vote this year, okay?
Yeah, this is like saying like I want communist dictatorships to succeed because that's going to mean more communists die. It's like the equivalent of saying that. More
Fair
communists
enough.
starve to death.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about economics, though. I don't want to get involved in that. Like, I've been there, done that.
Yeah,
No,
It
fair
makes
enough.
me want to
It's
kill
a hard-
myself.
It's a hard topic.
See, that's the thing is, I really don't think it is, but it seems like no one's taking.
Don't open the door if you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. But yeah, like I guess I want to actually get involved in stuff, and like infrastructure, I think is a good way. But I guess I know a little bit about economics, but fuck that, dude. No.
all right.
I just don't think. I think all the reality has been bled out of economics, and like there's too much just bullshit in there now. So
Yeah, so high speed rail is like it's a really cool thing. California's pretty. They're like building theirs.
yeah, California's doing great.
Well,
We should
Yeah.
all do what California's doing.
um,
We should all scare off all the millionaires and billionaires from the country, from the actual state, and send them off other places.
oh, yeah, yeah. They're doing a high speed rail thing though. It went a little over budget, but it is what it is.
The usual. Yeah. All right, fellas.
So, like,
I just
oh yeah,
I just finished my 9-hour shift. I'm done. So I wish you guys.
yeah, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks for the conversation.
Good
It's
talking.
great. It's great to talk to mature people once in a while. All right.
Yo, have a good one. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, later.